Hello, and welcome to another daily dose of peace. My name is Willow, and I am your conduit today. This is an invitation for you to come home to you and to hear my voice as just that, an invitation. And right now, you are being invited to close your eyes and bring all of your awareness and your attention inside of you now. Noticing your breath, noticing your body, noticing the subtle sensations, and just breathing in. Feeling what you feel and sinking deeper into this present moment, giving yourself permission to be here now. Each breath in, noticing what you notice, feeling the subtle feels, feeling the depth of your breath, holding at the top. And each exhale, sinking deeper into now, seeing what else you can relax, soften, and release. With the only intention to stay connected to your breath and stay connected to your body. Slowing it down, deep inhales, holding at the top and extending that exhale 2 to 3 times the length of the inhale. Each breath taking you deeper into this moment and sinking you deeper into the present and being here now. Feeling your energy shift as you give yourself permission to really just be here now and return all that focus inside of you. And as you continue to breathe, I invite you to bring your awareness to experiences that you have throughout your day and how they affect you. Maybe think of this experience and how taking this time for you affects the rest of your day. What is the ripple effect of this experience of you taking the time to slow down and connect to you, to your body and your breath? Noticing that when you show up, how your day is different. And when I say show up for you. When you show up and slow down and embrace the stillness and sit with yourself fully, how does that change your reality? How has it influenced the way you speak, the way you show up, the way you behave? Just breathing in and noticing any awareness that might come to you now. Breathing in and exhaling and just noticing. And now I invite you to let that go and start bringing to your mind's eye experiences when you wanted to share yourself with someone and invited them in. Maybe first think of an experience that someone completely let you lead and accepted your invitation and showed up in a way that really made you feel amazing, and the whole experience felt like a win-win. and how that felt when you opened your heart, opened your space, opened your mind, and shared it with someone who showed up in a way that honored what you were sharing. And it was this mutually beneficial and loving experience. Maybe there's multiple experiences that come to mind where you've had this opportunity to share and it has been a win-win and felt really good. There's a balance of giving and receiving and sharing, and everyone walks away feeling like they won. And feel that in your body, not knowing that it's a win-win, where everyone walks away full, nourished, and feeling complete. Breathing in that wholeness, breathing in that fullness. And then I'm going to invite you to let that go. And now think of another experience where you went to share, and instead of being able to even express fully what you wanted to share, the receiver, instead of receiving, showed up with their own agenda, their own energy, and instead of having gratitude and openness, it was an experience that left you more empty when you showed up to share. And you were wondering why, and just a very depleted. Notice experiences like that and the difference in your body and your energy when you show up to share or offer or with kindness and it's met with something that doesn't feel good. And feel into that and feel and think of some experiences you've had where you've offered that and had a very adverse experience than the one that you were intending to create. Maybe when you showed up to share, things were pushed too far, or you felt very unseen and unheard. And feel the difference in your body. And then let that go. Take a couple of neutral breaths, just breathing in the neutrality and peace, remembering that these are just memories, these are observations, and these are ways to understand these sensations in our body. The more awareness that we have, the more we can navigate our experiences with grace and ease. Now I invite you to think of containers that you go in or places that you go and put yourself in the receiving. How do you show up? Do you show up like the first person in your visions or the second person in your visions? What kind of receiver are you when someone tries to share? How do you honor the space that you're invited into? How do you honor the gifts that are shared with you? What feeling do you get when you think about yourself as the receiver? Are you the one that leaves full, or are you the one that leaves and it feels empty to the share? And maybe you don't even know. Are you conscious of the spaces that you go into and how your energy affects the whole? Or is your awareness just of your own experience and not how it affects the whole? And just notice, no judgment. Again, this is just awareness of how you show up, how you step into new spaces, how you might be received based on how you experienced sharing. And I invite you to just notice what you notice and let that go and breathe back in the neutrality. Just noticing what you notice and letting all of that go. And then I invite you to think of what kind of relationships, experiences you want to create. Who do you want to be? Who do you choose to be? When you show up into new experiences, spaces, how do you show up? What is your intention? Is it to show up in a way to learn the patterns and learn the space? Do you treat the experience and the space in a way that you want to be invited back? Do you show up to see how much you can take and get? Do you just show up to witness? What is your intention when you show up? Are you aware of how your presence affects the whole? And that if there is a give, there's always a take. If you are receiving, someone is giving. If you are giving, someone is receiving. Is there a harmonious flow in your experiences, or do you feel yourself taking more or giving more? How do you show up? And then I invite you to let that go. Just noticing. And then breathing in neutrality and washing it through. And then thinking of relationships in your world. What relationships, people, places, experiences are you excited to go to? Do you feel so full when you leave? What fills your cup? Feel that now and feel your cup filling. And then ask yourself, is there reciprocity? Or am I drinking from a well that if I continue to drink, it's going to go dry? And how many people are drinking this well dry? Or are we supporting the well that is supporting us? Maybe noticing a pattern, if there's any of these experiences that you felt full and nourished, but they dried up. And then maybe notice other ones where you felt full and nourished, but there was reciprocity and the well was being supported as much as you were being supported. Because all of that energy comes from somewhere. When we think that the universe provides, it does. And it's usually provided by generous souls and kindness and compassion. And those wells can run dry when they're not replenished. You've felt it in your own world, your own experience. And when you see others in that space, oftentimes then our compassion, our generosity comes out. However, we can only give what we have. And when we share and it becomes a one-way channel, what happens? How do we nourish the reciprocity and make it so that it is this beautiful circular motion of giving and receiving, and open up your vessel so that there's this beautiful flow. When there's a harmonious flow of giving and receiving, everyone wins. When there's an imbalance, it blocks everyone. When we close down and feel like we just need to receive and there's no reciprocity, it actually blocks us from getting what we want because we cut off the flow. And when we open that flow of giving and receiving and wholeness, thinking of the bigger perspective, the bigger well, where is the food coming from? Where is the nourishment coming from? Where is the energy coming from? Is this sustainable? And just breathing into that, feeling what you feel, and allowing the awareness to set in without judgment. The beauty is when we see these patterns, we get to create new ones. Again, it's all energy, and we get to direct our energy. We get to decide. We get to make new choices. We get to take our time and think, is this good for me? Is this good for them? Is this good for everyone? Does everyone win? And if everyone doesn't win, then what are we doing? Are we really in a heart space? Are we really choosing to work together? Or do we have our own ulterior motive? And only you know that. However, when we choose a heart space and we choose to say, how does everyone win? And we correct the pattern, everything else corrects itself. And there is this natural flow of giving and receiving and harmonious love. As the well is being nourished, the cup is being nourished, and there's this beautiful experience of overflowing prosperity, peace, and abundance because everyone wins. However, this only happens when we think about each person's experience. And are we adding value or are we just coming and taking? And we get to decide who we want to be and how we want to show up. And I know for myself, the more I learn these patterns and the more I discover in myself, while it hurts and it's painful, the greater the opportunity to show up with more wisdom, more perspective, and more power. The power is just very different. It's a lot more peaceful. a lot more subtle. It's no longer all knowing, it's more witnessing. Realizing that the more we learn, the more we experience, the more we're willing to be vulnerable, the more we grow, and the more that we really realize we don't know a whole lot that we think we know. And that sometimes when we sit back and observe, we learn more than when we are the show. And that's when the true peace comes in, when we have nothing to prove, nothing to hide. We're not there to take, we're not there to give, we're just there because we care and we choose to be consciously present, knowing that each moment is so different and it's all that we truly have is the moment. And all that matters is we're here now. And now we have this beautiful awareness and we're in this beautiful state of peace inside of our body. So the question is, where do we go from here? The past doesn't matter. There's only one thing that matters, and that's where do we go from here now? With this awareness, this wisdom, and this inner peace. Because peace is a practice until it becomes a power. A daily dose of peace. Stay.